up, potty people, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a very long-awaited products I've been loving video. So these are my current favorites, and I don't think I've done one of these since, what was it, like June of last year, May of last year? It's been a while. And every time I do them, I get it into my head that I'm gonna keep doing them and be more consistent with them because they're so popular. Like, you guys apparently like them. Those are pretty well viewed on my channel, and I get into my head that I've got all these products sitting here and like I want to try this, this, and this before I do that video, and it's just like I don't think about the fact that okay, I can just include it in the next favorites video. And there are a couple of things I pulled out from my yearly favorites of 2019 video, so I'm gonna put that up here in a little card. So I do have a couple of those things I want to just kind of briefly touch on, but I'm not gonna dwell on it too much. I'm gonna keep it pretty short. But yeah, if you like videos like this where we talk about my current beauty favorites and products I've been loving, make sure you give it a thumbs up if you want to see more, and subscribe to my channel. Turn the notification bell on so that you never miss an upload from me, and we can always hang out and talk about makeup. And without further ado, let's dive into some of my current beauty favorites. So whenever I think about what I've been loving recently, I feel like eyeshadow palettes is really where it's been at. Like, I've been gravitating towards the same eyeshadow palettes for a while now. There are two that are kind of new to the mix, but I've been using them almost every single day since I got them. So I'll go ahead and talk about those first, and that is the new Kokie Pro Collection palette. So there's the White Pro Collection and the Black Pro Collection. But yeah, here's the White Pro Collection palette. So yeah, really pretty assortment of mattes and shimmers in here, and almost all the shimmers, yeah, almost every shimmer in here is like that really wet metallic foil shimmer, so it's really intense. This is such an improvement from what Kokie used to be, like the older Kokie palettes, like the little, I think they were like 12 pans, 9 pans, something like that. This formula is so amazing. Like, I was shocked. I actually did swatches and stuff on my Instagram, so go follow me at the Glamour Index on Instagram, because every now and then I'll do swatches and just kind of give you like sneak peeks and previews of stuff before they come onto my YouTube channel. But yeah, the mattes blend out so well. They're pigmented but not overly pigmented. They're really easy to work with. They're soft. But the shimmers are so richly pigmented and opaque. Like, they literally feel like butter. They almost feel like a cream. So here's just a few of those. But yeah, on the eyes, they just look so smooth and soft and high quality. This formula doesn't look cheap at all. Like the older Kokie formulation, like they just look cheap on the eyes. They look like a really cheap Dollar Tree eyeshadow. Definite 180. So yeah, there's a White Pro Collection palette, and then this one is the Black Pro Collection palette. So I think this one's probably my favorite, just with the assortment of like the neutrals, and you got a black shade, you got browns, and then like this shade right here is my favorite kind of shimmery shade. Like, it's just like almost like a silvery taupe, but it's kind of neutral, and it just goes with everything. I'm actually wearing it on my eyes right now. I don't know if I mentioned it, but these are $20 on the Kokie website, and I don't think you can find these in stores. Like, I think they're exclusive to the Kokie website. I will say the palette itself is made very cheap. It's already coming apart, and I've only been using it for about a week. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, definitely needs to be improved as far as the packaging goes, but the formula itself is killer, and I think these are my favorite products from Kokie. And I actually have a coupon code with Kokie for 25% off. It's actually 25. My coupon codes and discount codes, stuff like that, it's always in my description boxes. So make sure you check down there, see if you can save some money before you go out and spend it without getting any kind of discount. So the next palette I have is one that I did feature in my yearly favorites of 2019 video. This is the BH Cosmetics Desert Oasis palette. I actually found this at TJ Maxx for like $8, but it's still on the BH Cosmetics website. It's just way more expensive. It's like $24 usually, but they go on sale all the time. Like, I think it's always like $18 on sale, if not less. And whenever I first saw this, like whenever it first released, I just thought it was kind of a boring palette. Like, it just looks like a basic champagne tan kind of palette, like just a neutral palette with like 6 different champagne tones in here. But this formula is so good. It's so easy to work with, and I've just been loving a super simple everyday look with this. Like, whenever I just want to throw something on and I want my eyes to be glowy and just kind of sparkle, this has become my favorite palette. There's just a few of the shimmery shades, and obviously you can use all of these on your face as well. So there's just a few of those. Not really a whole lot of mattes. It's mostly a shimmer palette, but the quality and the formula is so amazing, and I use this all the time. And the last palette I have is this Huda Beauty Rich Nudes palette. So this actually came out a couple of months ago. She did like the, what is it, Nude Obsessions collection. Like, she has like 3, like light, medium, and rich nude, and they're all kind of like an extension to her nude palette. So they're for different skin tones. But yeah, I'd actually put this in a will I buy it video, and I said that I probably would ask for it for Christmas, but I just ended up buying it on Mercari. I just love the red tones in here. And even though this is for like a deeper skin tone, it's so pretty and just rich. I actually have some on my eyes today. So yeah, everything I'm wearing, by the way, will be linked below. You're going to see a lot of this stuff down there in the description box. But yeah, the shimmers are super metallic and very rich and buttery and pigmented. And then the mattes are really easy to work with and super soft and all that good stuff. And then for liner, I've really been enjoying this Maybelline Hyper Easy felt tip liner. So it's just your typical brush tip applicator, but it's matte and it's super jet black, and this doesn't transfer, smear, smudge, nothing. It stays put all day long. It makes such a smooth line, like it doesn't skip or drag or anything. Like I can, like most of the time I have to hold my eye taut to do my eyeliner, but with this I can just lay it on my lash line and it basically does the work for me. It's so easy to maneuver and to control. This thing is amazing and it's actually matte. Can you believe it? I've been jumping back and forth with mascaras, and I feel like every day I'm using a new one, like I'm testing out a new mascara because there are so many. I've maintained my love of the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I'll also talk about this in my yearly favorites, but this is my top 3 mascaras of all time, but this may be like the 1 or 2 spot. Like this is my favorite mascara. And then for brows, I've really been enjoying the Maybelline Ultra Slim Brow Pencil in the shade Soft Brown. And if you check back in my description, like whenever I link the products I'm wearing in the videos, in pretty much all my recent videos for the past like 1 or 2 months, between this and Anastasia Brow Wiz, that's really all I've been using. And I'm actually the same shade in this as I am in Brow Wiz. I'm in Soft Brown and it works perfectly for me, but it's the same kind of formula, same concept. It's literally the exact same thing as Brow Wiz, but it's like $7 or $8. So yeah, it's just a tiny little precise brow pencil. You get a spoolie. So yeah, highly recommend that. And then I have a little random single eyeshadow. This is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Mighty Morphin. This was part of their Butterfly collection, so I would think it would still be available because it only came out like a month or so ago. It's mainly like a glitter topper. Like it's not full on pigment, but if you apply it, like if you layer it and stuff, you can get more full on pigment, but it's a really pretty champagne with like a pinky purple iridescent reflex to it. And it's just a really pretty transforming kind of shade. So you can put this on anything and it's not really going to change the base color. Like it's just going to add a really pretty glittery sparkliness and just make your eyes pop. And then for lippies, so I've really been trying to find like a super washed out nude. Like I've just really been into a pale nude lip, and I've had a really hard time finding one that works with my skin tone and that's pale enough. Like everything is just too dark, but I did find a few. So I have the Maybelline matte lipstick in the shade Nude Embrace, and again, this is one that you'll see if you check my description boxes of my makeup breakdowns. I wear this a lot. It looks like a very tan nude in the tube, but whenever you put it on, I mean, it is a tan nude, don't get me wrong, but it's very pale, and this paired with a darker lip liner, it's so pretty. And I just found this one, and I've been rocking this almost every single day since I found this. I found this at Marshall's actually, but you can still find this at Sephora. This is the NARS Velvet Lip Glide in the shade Stripped, and this is the perfect nude, and this is one that I don't have to wear lipstick underneath. Like it's pigmented enough to where I can just put a lip liner on and just go, and it's super comfortable. It's not drying. And then for days when I don't really want to do a whole lot, like if I just want to slap on something and go, I've been using this a whole lot. This is the ColourPop Just a Tint Lip Balm in the shade Shaka. Yeah, this is a really pretty brownish nude, and it actually does give you some color, but it's super shiny, and these smell like peach. Like, it smells like a Georgia peach. It's so good. But yeah, not super pigmented, definitely more sheer, but they do have a really glossy finish. I mean, they're not super long lasting, but yeah, like I said, if you just want a little bit of color and just, you know, slap it on and go, this will get it for you. And then for lip gloss, I've been into the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit High Shine Lipstick in the shade Sin Nudes. And this is pretty much the same. Is this a dupe? I was gonna say, it looks really similar to the NARS Velvet Lip Glide and Stripped, but it's just a little bit darker, but very, very similar color and shine. Maybe a potential alternative, we don't know. So yeah, here's the Wet n Wild one over here. So it is pretty pigmented. Not the most long wearing, like it's not gonna hold up for hours and hours, but it's pretty pigmented, so you don't have to wear lipstick underneath it, but I usually like to. And then my favorite blush, and this is probably my favorite blush of all time, is the Makeup Geek blush in the shade Romance. And with her new rebranding and stuff, I'm not sure if she's gonna come back out with these. Like she does have like a small collection of blushes on her website right now, but she doesn't have Romance on there. Luckily I have 2, so I have a backup, but this is my favorite tone, and it's kind of like NARS Orgasm, but maybe more on the corally side. Like it's not as pink. It does have a golden sheen to it, but like I don't know, it just outperforms every blush in my collection, and it always looks good. It always looks soft. It's not too shimmery, it's not too matte, like it's a really good satin natural finish. Then I have a highlighter, and this is one that I did talk about in my yearly favorites video, so I also want to do a little update on where you can find this and whatnot. But this is the Hard Candy So Baked Bronzer in the shade Tiki, but we just used to call it Hard Candy Tiki. It's a highlighter, it's not a bronzer, it's just a really pretty golden champagne kind of highlighter. But yeah, in that video I told you guys I couldn't find it anywhere, and I dug and dug. Like I went to the Walmart website, I went to eBay, Amazon, I looked everywhere for it. And usually Walmart, like even after things are discontinued, usually they keep them on their website for a while. Like you may not be able to find them in stores, but you can still order them online. I could find it from one seller for like $25 or $35. It was ridiculous. But then miraculously, after my video and after digging for it forever, it came back up on the Walmart website for like $5 or $6, so like the normal amount. But they actually do have this on the Hard Candy website still. Like someone actually pointed out in the comment section of that video that you could still find it on the Hard Candy website, but you can't find it unless you search for it. Like you can't find it whenever you go to face products and then you go to bronzers or highlighters. It's like you have to actually search for So Baked Bronzer Tiki. It's the weirdest thing, but it's still sold on there, so it's not technically discontinued. I don't know what their deal is, but this is my favorite highlighter of all time. This is literally pregnancy glow in a compact. Whenever you swatch it, it almost looks like a finishing powder, but this is the prettiest highlighter. Like this is the kind of highlighter that you want if you like that Live From Within glow. Like if you don't like a super frosty, shimmery highlight and you just want to kind of, I don't know, you just want to have that dewy sheen, this is it. And I feel like this would look good on every skin tone in some way or another. And you can build it up to make it more intense and more wet, or you can just apply a light amount and just get a little subtle, a subtle dew. So I do have a few foundations. The L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, I've talked about this before. I talked about this in my yearly favorites. Not going to dwell on it too much, but love this so much. And it used to not work for me, but now that my skin's more balanced and not as oily, it's one of my favorite foundations. It gives me a really pretty dewy finish, and it's like a medium to full coverage. It's buildable, but every time I wear this, someone compliments my skin, or someone says, oh, you have that pregnancy glow. But it's not me. It's a foundation. The Revlon Candid Foundation, I developed a love for this after that comparison video that I did with this one versus the Candid Glow, which just came out, so I put that up there in the card as well. After doing that video, I realized how good this foundation is. Like you can get almost full coverage out of it, even though it's super light and buildable. Like it always feels so breathable and skin-like and just thin. It's super long wearing, it never gets cakey or powdery or dry. Thick, heavy, nothing, and it's just a beautiful natural finish. Then a more recent discovery for me is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation. I did feature this in my new drugstore makeup of 2020 video. I'm shocked at how well this holds up on my skin. Like I have oily skin. Again, it's pretty normal. It's pretty balanced. I don't get super greasy or shiny, but this holds up all day on me for like at least 8 hours. Like I don't think I've ever gone over 8 hours with it, but I don't get oily with this, I don't get greasy, and like the finish of it is so beautiful and radiant and just hydrated. The Believe Beauty Makeup Perfecting Setting Spray seriously has become one of my favorite setting sprays of all time. I love the nozzle on it, like I love the sprayer. It's very fine, it's very like just very even, and it's not too direct and like punchy in the face, and it just gives my skin a very pretty like glass-like dew without making me oily or greasy. Like it really does keep everything locked in place from start to finish. I do have a couple of skincare products. I'm testing out a lot of stuff right now, and there's nothing really that has wowed me, but these two things I really have been enjoying. So there's a new line at Walmart called Earth to Skin, and this is the Honey Manuka Toner. So it says calming, moisturizing, and soothing. So here's what it looks like. It kind of seems more natural, but it probably really isn't, but it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of bad stuff in here. But I've really been enjoying this for making my skin just look really hydrated and glowy and radiant, and just it makes my skin look plump. And it softens it. So yeah, it definitely has a lot of the benefits of honey in here. Like I feel that on my skin whenever I use this. Now I ran out of this as well, but I really enjoyed the Fourth Ray Beauty Waterfall Gentle Tonic. This is just a toner as well. And this is from the ColourPop sister company, Fourth Ray Beauty. And yeah, it's just a hyaluronic acid toner, and I didn't really expect a whole lot from it. I am trying several things from the Fourth Ray Beauty line, but I enjoyed this. Like whenever I use this, especially like the next day, I'd wake up and my skin always looked more hydrated. It looked more juicy and soft and just a little bit more glowy. So yeah, it definitely did work, but I have a really big qualm with Fourth Ray Beauty because their products are so small. So I think this was like $14 on their website, and it didn't last me a long time at all. Like usually toners last me for at least, if I use them consistently, at least 3 or 4 months, and this lasted me for maybe 2. But the product itself was actually really good. And then last but not least, I have a couple of tools I've been playing with. I haven't firmly decided which one I like better, but I've really been enjoying powder puffs for my makeup application, like for my foundation, concealer, setting powder. Like I've actually really been enjoying the Blendiful and then these Yo Twin ones that I talked about. I actually did an entire comparison video between these two. Still not really sure if I think the Blendiful is worth it or not. I have watched a lot of videos of people saying that they've washed their Blendiful and like, especially the big one, like it's torn at the seams. But as far as the performance of it, I actually really do enjoy it. I will say something I've noticed with both powder puffs is that it's kind of inconsistent. Like there are some foundations that, or some consistencies that they work better with, and some that they don't click. They always work well with powder, like that's kind of what they're meant for, but when it comes to like foundation or concealer consistencies, it just kind of depends. So yeah, that is it for my current beauty favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments below, what are some of your current beauty favorites? What are some products that you've been loving recently? And if there's anything I talked about today that you want to check out, then I'll have everything linked below in the description box, as well as what I'm wearing on my face right now. So yeah, check down there for all product details. And if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more like it, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.